Hi everyone, Steve Welty here, broker owner of Good Life Property Management, where we manage single-family homes, condos, and small apartment buildings throughout the greater San Diego area. Today we're going to discuss how to evict a tenant from your San Diego rental property. So the most common reason for eviction is non-payment of rent, but you may also be evicting them for another lease violation, maybe having a pet on the premises and it's not allowed. Be very careful if you're evicting for anything other than non-payment of rent, because doing so and winning in court can be very difficult. So, first step in the eviction process is properly serving a notice to the tenant. I strongly suggest you call a local eviction attorney and have one of their process servers serve the notice for you. The reason is getting the notice right is over half the battle in an eviction. Judges have a very particular procedure they want to see when you serve a notice. For instance, you can only ask for unpaid rent. You have to fill it out properly, explaining what the missing rent is for, which period, where they can pay it, who they can pay it to, days and times, and then serving it. Serving it properly is very important. So there's three main ways you can serve a notice to a tenant. The first is personal service. So you go to the property, you knock, the tenant answers, you give them the notice, easy. Second is substituted service. So if you knock and the tenant, anyone other than the tenant answers, as long as they're over 18 years of age, you can give them the notice. That's called substituted service, and then you also need to mail them a copy to the residence. Third, and usually the most common, is post and mail. So you knock on the door, nobody comes to the door, you tape it or nail it to the door, and then go back to your residence and mail them a copy of the notice. So that's post and mail. Now you need to wait the 3 days before you can do anything else. So you count day 1 as the day after you serve the notice, and then day 2, day 3. Now if day 3 falls on a holiday or a weekend, you need to wait until the following business day to take further action. So the next step, you've waited your time, contact the attorney, and they're going to file a summons and a complaint with the court. So the summons is telling the tenant why they're being sued, and the complaint is the legal reason you have to sue them. So they're going to have to wait, again, between 5 and 15 days, depending on how the tenant was served. So if they can reach the tenant and give them the notice, it's 5 days. If they can't find the tenant and have to do post and mail, then it's going to be up to 15 days. So at that point, the tenant, once that notice period is up, the tenant's either going to respond or not. If they don't respond, you win, easy. And it cuts the time significantly down. If they do respond, then they're going to schedule a court date for about 20 days from that time. Then hopefully you win the court case, have an attorney with you, bring all your documentation, and the judge will order a judgment, hopefully in favor of you, can give you restitution for court costs, attorney's fees, unpaid rent during that period. And it will take 5 to 14 days for the court to issue what's called a writ of possession after you win, which gives the instructions to the sheriff to lock the tenant out. So the sheriff's going to take another 5 to 14 days to go to the property, notify the tenant they need to be out in 5 days, and then if the tenant's not out in 5 days, the sheriff comes back and forcibly removes them. That whole process takes anywhere from 45 to 60 plus 75 days, so you're looking at a good length of time. So it's always best practice to try to avoid the official eviction process, work with the tenant, see if you can get them to move out early and agree to avoid in court, because the only people that win in court is the attorneys. I hope this helped give some information on how to evict a tenant from your property. If we can help you with anything, please let us know and make it a great day.